At Arlington Park, Illinois, over 40,000 people are awaiting the appearance of the greatest thoroughbred of our time, the Triple Crown winner, Secretariat. He arrived by private turbojet only 48 hours ago at Chicago's O'Hare Airport. He's being challenged this afternoon by a field of 3 in a specially arranged race. The Big Apple today in racing is Arlington Park, where other champions have performed, where other champions have broken track records, as we now have the call to the post. Oh, people stand now because they'll get a look at Secretariat saddled up with Ron Turcotte up on this great 3-year-old. We have no estimate of the crowd, but they did open the infield today to allow the overflow at general admission to go over there and get a good look at this 3-year-old who is complying with the wishes of all Chicagoland racing fans, which is credit to Mrs. John Penny Tweedy. And Mayor Richard Daley hailed Mrs. Tweedy today with the proclamation that this is Secretariat Day in Chicago, Illinois. So today there is only win betting. 2 tickets, number 1 Secretariat, and number 2 will give you 3 horses. Our Native, Blue Chip Dan, and My Gallant. There could be a possible minus pool, and at the moment, Secretariat is on the board at 1-9. The field of 3 horses, 5-1. The track is lightning fast today. The temperature is about 80 degrees. It's just perfect for Secretariat's appearance here, just off the great Belmont victory, his finest race. Many experts hailing the race as the greatest race ever won. The track record here at Arlington Park for the mile and an eighth is 1:46 1/5 seconds, set by Damascus. The American record is 1:46.1 by Figonero at Del Mar in California in '69. Damascus mile and an eighth time here was 1:46.4. There's the starting gate. This is a mile and an eighth track, and the starting gate will be just before the finish line, so the fans here, those to our right, will have an opportunity to see the Secretariat under a drive twice. And now, outrider Vincent DeMeo, ahead of the Meadow Stable pony, and in the check silks, Ron Turcotte up on the Massey, the big wonder horse. And here's the acclaim for the champion. Number 1 Secretariat, the last winner before winning the Triple Crown, set a record value of $6,080,000. When shares were offered to breeders, out of 32 shares, 4 shares were retained by the Chenery family, the breeders of Secretariat. Thus his evaluation. The former high was Nijinsky at $5.4 million. Now, we look at the number 2 horse, a very fine performer. Third in the Derby and the Preakness behind Secretariat. Our Native, carrying 120 pounds. Tony Rini is up. Tony Rini. And now we look at number 3. This is Blue Chip Dan. Leslie Ahrens is the rider. Blue Chip Dan is a real outsider in the race, although he did finish second to Linda's Chief in a turf race a week ago here. He, like Our Native, will carry 120 pounds. And now the field, the third and last of the field, My Gallant, a son of the great Gallant Man, ridden by Craig Perrette at 120 pounds. Now, even though Secretariat has the number 1 saddlecloth, he will break from the outside gate or post position number 4. Well, let's get back to the subject of Secretariat's great Triple Crown victories. Ron Turcotte, his rider, reviewed with Sam Rennick today some of the key moments in each of the races won so impressively by the super horse. Let's look and listen.
At the Derby, up to that point, I hadn't set my horse down. That tense moment came right about there when I ranged head and head with Lafitte, and I noticed that he hadn't been making much use of his horse. And I whipped my horse 2 or 3 times, and right-handed that was. Then I switched, and I didn't have to hit him left-handed. He switched lean and went on about his business very good.
That was sham on the inside, and Ron just wanted to ensure that this horse would win. That's the reason he shook the stick at him and then hit him a couple of times right-handed.
Right. That's, you don't take chances them kind of race.
Here he is going over the finish line, and you can see that Ron is just hand-riding him right there at the finish.
Now we're coming to the Preakness, and I think the big move I made, Sam, was that passing the wire the first time when I started dropping in to save some ground, and I realized that they were all backing up there, and I just eased them out.
That's him in the blue and white silks. You can see him just going right past the horse on the inside of him, number 6, and Ron isn't urging his horse at all.
No, as a matter of fact, he's going very easy. You can see that there. Now in the Belmont, I think the big move there was when I look up here, after he come out the gate, he kind of brushed the inside rail, and I straightened him out right away, and then I took a peek on the right side of me and noticed that everybody was kind of folding up. So then that's when I let him shoot right on through there.
The horses opened up, and Ron, brushing the rail, stole the position right in on the rail, saving all that ground, and he went to the front very handily there.
Ah, yes, the Triple Crown, won for the first time in 25 years by the great Secretariat, who has quite a team, quite a family going for him. And we are fortunate today. This is a special race, so we have a special guest. And she's become quite a television personality. Owner, manager of Meadow Stable, charming lady. Penny Tweedy, take a look at our ABC camera right there. And to Penny's right, or on the far side, is that Canadian. This is sort of Canadian Day on ABC with the Queen's Plate having been run. That man that's been around the racetrack for at least 4 decades, Lucien Lauren. Lucien, down in the paddock, did he seem about the same temperament that he's had throughout his career?
Yes, he did. He never changed. He never gets nervous. He acts just as well today as he did before of all his races.
Penny, what about your pulse as you saw him come into the walking ring?
Well, I'm certainly more nervous than he was. He's perfectly calm, and being up here with all of you scares me to death. I don't know.
Well, you know, Penny, he has a lot of fans. You get fan mail?
Oh, my, yes. We've gotten just so many wonderful letters. Oh.
The people in the infield, the commotion now, they've been allowed from the inside rail of the turf course here to come to what is the outside rail of the turf course so they get a better look at this great champion. We talked about the syndication earlier,
yes.
And there are some fans just wondered why you would travel an animal this valuable, Penny.
Well, he's still a horse, and look at all the people that have come out to see him. I think they have a right to see him, and obviously they're enjoying it, and I hope he doesn't disappoint.
And, of course, he is insured.
Yes, he is insured. I'd hate to think that he might get hurt. I'm perfectly sure that he won't, but he is insured if anything should happen.
You know, you made a lot of people happy,
Yeah.
including the president and chief operating officer of Arlington Park, an old friend from Bowie days, and this being a Madison Square Garden family racetrack. Jack Loon, get over here. We'd like to congratulate you and Jack Myers for your efforts.
Well, I have to say thanks to these two. They made the whole thing. All we did is have the crazy notion that maybe we could call them and maybe they'd come, and they did it. And I think they're just the most wonderful people I've met.
Well, I don't know, Jack. We're all nuts together anyway.
All right. Well,
I'd like to be nuts like this all my life.
It's been first class, and Lucien, you and Secretariat, along with the groom Eddie Sweat, sort of came first class in a turbojet from LaGuardia.
Right, from New York.
How was the ride?
Rough. That was a little rough coming down.
We're going to ask you about strategy, Lucien, in a moment. Earlier, Sam Rennick talked to the 3 other riders about their strategy, just how they might try to handle their thoroughbreds in hopes of upsetting the great champion. So let's listen to the 3 other riders right now.
No, he's not a really mean horse. He's a horse he loved to eat, play, and run. Push me around the stall, and most of all, he loved to run.
That was Eddie Sweat, the groom. Now you see the horses are being loaded into the gate. And the number 1 stall, it'll be our native, wearing number 2 in his saddle cloth. Next to him will be number 3, Blue Chip Dan, My Gallant. And then Secretariat will be on the outside. And Lucien, look down at that gate now, and you watch where Secretariat breaks, and then give us a comment as you're going to do
Broke
race
a little
lifting.
slow. He always does.
All right, going out to the top. As they go to the first turn, that is My Gallant. He is sort of in the center of the track, while on the outside now, Blue Chip Dan goes up to take the lead, dropping back in third on the rail in the black and yellow silks. We have our native. And Secretariat. Look at Secretariat. Eat up the ground, Penny Tweedy. There's your champion.
I just hope he can stay out there. Oh,
He is
boy, look at
racing
him go.
three rivals, and he's already passed them. They're at the turn now, near the 6 furlong pole, and it's Secretariat out to a 3-length lead. My Gallant is running second. Third along the rail is our native. Blue Chip Dan is running fourth. As you look at the fractions, Lucien, 24-4 for the first quarter. Is that pace enough to break the track record?
No, I don't think he'll go faster.
All right. Penny, your champion now, is headed toward the half-mile pole, and he's drawn away to about a 4-length lead.
Oh, listen, that's scary. Look at that next horse moving. Come on, big boy, get going.
Yes, he has not
Get
really
going.
drawn clear, has he?
No.
The number 4 horse, Nine Gallant, is running second. Our Native is third, and Blue Chip Dan is out of the race.
Look at that horse. He's really moving up on. Come on, Secretary.
My Gallant is
Get up
a
there. Get
son
up
of
there.
Gallant Man, and
Get
now
up.
Our Native, who was third to this horse in 2 races, 2 of the Triple Crown, but Secretariat is out there. He has a furlong to go.
There he goes.
Secretariat leading by enough margin to win this race. It's a race that's Chicago fans. Secretariat. Now the battle is for second. Secretariat the winner. My Gallant is going to be second. Our Native third, and Blue Chip Dan finished a very disappointing 4th in the race. And we look out at the time, Lucy and Lauren, the time 1:47, and as we indicated, the track record at Arlington Park is 1:46 and 4. Penny, your pulse now.
Yeah. Well, it's slowing down a little bit, but my gosh, that was a great race.
From ABC.
Oh, thank you
For a
so
lovely
much.
lady.
Oh, thank you. Those are beautiful roses, but oh, that scared me. They really gave him a race. I don't know who that was. Was that My Gallant that was behind him?
That's right, My Gallant, and
Yeah.
of course Our Native did well, but Blue
Yeah.
Chip Dan he just didn't have enough class.
Yeah.
We'll be back here, Penny, to you, Lucian, and Secretariat, but first, let's take this pause for a message from our sponsor on this special day. We'll be back. There he is, the great 3-year-old champion, winner of the Triple Crown, Secretariat. Look at the size. Look at the width of that chest. What a beautiful head. His legs are set so wide apart, and he's just got everything that a great horse should have. That's a horse that will be syndicated, later be retired to stud, but hopefully, Lucian Lauren, hopefully, we'll see him at a New York track, and the Travers, you know, is a great race at Saratoga. I hope you'll ship him there.
Oh, he's definitely going to go there, I'm sure. We're going back tomorrow, and I believe he'll be in the Travers, providing nothing happened between now and then.
All right, Lucian and Penny, you had some anxious moments here because, Penny, I could tell that you were a little nervous about Secretariat as My Gallant wouldn't give up, and Our Native kept coming on. So why don't we look at a videotape replay, and perhaps we can get some of your Meadow Stable comments.
All right. This is my...
He broke okay.
I don't
No.
think that was okay. I think he
No.
broke bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
Well, very slow. That cost him the difference between the breaking the track record.
You see, the time for the first quarter was really very slow, 24.4, and earlier they'd been running it in 22 and 22.2.
Lucian, had you given Ron the okay that let him go and try for a record?
Yes, I did. I think the only reason he got beaten the record is, like Mr. Tweedy said, he broke on the side weight, and that was the difference, I believe, to the fifth of a
Yeah.
second, that he could at least equal it or maybe break it if he didn't have that.
Ron right there has a beautiful hold on him, doesn't he?
Oh, yes, he's running very easily right now.
And of course, My Gallant, son of Gallant Man, with Craig Perrette in the saddle, he stayed close enough that if he had that final kick, he might have made it a little dangerous.
Well, he's a good horse, and we've known all along he was a good horse, and he certainly showed it today. Ran an excellent race.
That's right. He was 9th in the Derby and 3rd in the Belmont, so
Yes.
you know all about him.
But he won the Bluegrass, and we've been watching him since then.
And that's Our Native in the black and gold silks. That's racing very handily in 3rd. Penny, you at this point made a comment to us, all of us watching and listening, that you were really worried.
Well, I was. I thought now is the time that he really ought to move out, because this horse is coming to him, and so is Our Native. You know, they're making their drive, and you can see Ronnie look around right about here, and then he says, "Okay, now let's get going."
Lucian, did you feel that away from the rail was the better footing or the best part of the track to get more speed?
Well, the rail is kind of deep a little bit, so we told him to keep off the rail a little bit.
And with room to spare, there is your great champion, the big red Wonder Horse, and we'll see you at Saratoga, Penny. Don't disappoint us, because the Travers is a great race.
Oh, thank you, Chris. We're certainly looking forward to being in the Travers, but this was a wonderful race today. Thank you.
And it's wonderful of you to join us. Thank you, Penny Tweedy and Lucy and Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your time watching the race, and thank you for sharing Secretariat with the sports world. The official result now, the time of 1 minute 47 seconds, which is 1/5 of a second off the track record. So it was